Adrienne Jeffries with The Verge. We're here at CES 2014 with 50 Cent. Hi, 50. How's your 2014 going so far?
It's going great, man. It's an amazing experience being out here. I get a chance to walk around. It's like looking at tomorrow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you've been at CES for how many years now?
3 years. Yeah.
3 years? This is your third year, or this is your fourth year?
It's my fourth, but it's the third year that I've actually had product out in the stores and rolling.
So I'm curious, how have things changed? Has it gotten bigger?
Yeah, well, for me, mine's just, my space in CES is growing because it's getting bigger. So
you're getting bigger.
Yeah, so I feel
CES is
good.
getting smaller.
Either that or they just made the area smaller.
Do you spend a lot of time in the booth?
I do. Well, inside my actual booth, when I come in, I do interviews. So I mean, the last 2 years, I pretty much saw everybody I had to see before I left. There's a lot of press and publicity before I left.
Yeah. And I was curious, when you come to CES, do you just kind of do press, or do you also do like deal making and meeting distributors?
Yeah, that's a part of it. They'll call me in and out of those meetings.
Okay.
In the beginning, I do it initially just to help people understand that I'm actually the owner of the company and not just the face of it with an endorsement. Yeah.
Right, and that's hard because a lot of celebrities are walking around CES. Some of them fly in and fly out immediately, and so you're actually one of the few who sticks around.
Right, it's the difference when you've invested and you have ownership versus you actually, if you got a license, when you're getting paid royalties based on product connected to your likeness.
Right.
So they'll be guaranteed 45 minutes, come in, sign autographs, run out.
So what made you want to actually make your own headphones as opposed to just put your face on somebody else's headphones? Like when you first launched, you did a partnership with Sleek Audio in 2011, and then that deal, what happened?
It was my first attempt at creating SMS, you know, and it didn't work out because the staffing that was involved in it, like people make the mistake, they think they're not careful when you have a really high profile and you get involved with people who are knowledgeable in the tech area, but not the business portion of it. Because that's what actually happened. They started to expand the staff and stuff like that without sales expanding at the same time. So they knew the
tech, but they didn't know the business side of it.
Right.
So you felt like you needed to
run the
whole thing.
Wrong opportunity. And then later I acquired Kono Audio to create SMS audio. It's already a functional company and profitable, so the staff had already gelled together and it was the right team to execute this.
So here at CES, where gadgets get very high-end and you kind of have headphones made for this, headphones made for that, I'm wondering, as a musician, what do you think is the perfect set of headphones? What are the qualities you look for?
Well, I mean, it depends on what I'm doing, to be honest, because the different functionalities is the only way that they're actually different. There's some headsets that are exactly the same size in the booth, they're just not the same quality with everything else that's been put into it. Because I focused on durability, I broke so many of them in the past.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that because you got mad?
I could be pretty rough with the stuff.
And you throw it on the floor?
No, just in the bag and running around and shuffling. You look in the airport, the plane may move with your headsets in and they're done. And because I focused on durability, we created like a polyurethane with a nylon texture inside it that makes it a lot harder to break than the other headsets. And they got a 40mm driver in them, and the sports edition of Street by 50 has waterproofing. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize why the actual gadgets are breaking. Like even when your phone goes out of whack on the touchscreen, it's because of moisture over time.
Well, you don't have to worry about that in Las Vegas. It's dry. So I was wondering if I could ask you about some of the stuff at CES this year. I know you've been really busy and you haven't seen all of it, but there are a couple trends that have come out of the show, and I wonder if you think they're going to stick around and whether you would invest. So the first one is self-driving cars. Have you seen Audi or BMW self-driving car? And what do you think of that?
I think it could be cool. I think it may cut those driving companies out. I got to drive it myself. Eventually, when you can just tell the car where to go.
Yeah. You would go for that? You don't feel like you would miss driving?
Yeah, I'd let the car drive me. I would.
What would you do while the car was driving?
All kind of things. It would allow you the ability to do things that you couldn't do in the past.
Right.
right? It would actually have to change. Well, that wouldn't happen. The law would never be a law. The texting or the other habits that our gadgets are giving us, you know, wouldn't actually be an issue anymore, right?
Like texting while you're driving.
Driving and looking at your phone.
Okay, so thumbs up for self-driving cars.
Yeah.
Cool. What about curved televisions? Have you seen like the Samsung curved TV?
It's gonna take a while before I'm into that.
Not into it.
Well, like last year, a lot of stuff was 3D, and I wasn't into that.
Right.
Like, I didn't feel like I had that.
You called it right. They went nowhere.
Yeah, but I just really got on. I like them getting thinner. Because now it feels like you're hanging a painting instead of the television.
Yeah, it looks nice.
And with the curved television, I just have to have a specific space that that it works right on.
Okay.
And then it would feel like the perfect place to put it because all the walls are flat for the flat screen.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'm wondering about is e-cigarettes.
E-cigarettes.
Have you seen those around?
The electric cigarettes?
Yeah.
I guess it'll help someone break the habit if they're still used to, if they have something to do that with.
Yeah.
Without, you know, nicotine in it. You know, that would probably be the most helpful gadget. You know.
Would you ever use one yourself?
An
e-cigarette?
Well, I don't actually smoke, so I would be using it for no reason.
Well, the e-cig companies want you to start, even if you aren't a smoker.
Even if you don't smoke cigarettes? They just want to sell it.
Because it looks so cool.
So cool that you should smoke a cigarette that doesn't have.
Yeah.
Nah, that won't happen.
Okay. What about e-cigar?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Well, there you have 50 Cent's reviews of the technology trends of CES 2014.
Where would you go? Would you go to a smoking lounge to smoke an e-cigar?
There are vaping. I mean, like a regular one. There are like vapor e-cig lounges. There's one in Soho. It's
people in there?
All people. Yeah, it's really cool. It's the hot new thing in New York. You should check it out when you get back.
I'm gonna check it. I seen there's a lot of things I missed for a second. The Minecraft thing, like I didn't know what was going on with that. It looked like they didn't finish making it. Video game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Do you play Minecraft?
No, I just really got put on to it.
Oh, okay.
Like what it is.
So you're gonna start playing?
I'm check it out.
I've never played it, but a lot of people at The Verge are very into it. Yeah. Cool. So I wonder if I could ask you about social media, because there was a story about you a couple days ago where you put on Instagram some cute photos of your baby son, and then you took them down. I wonder what you think of Instagram and social media. Does it tempt people to share too much?
Well, I think technology is gonna take away privacy completely.
Really?
Yeah. Like your Google Glasses, the guy that just wants a photo for his social networking takes a picture of you at the urinal.
Right.
Because he tells the glasses to take the picture. Like that's...
Yeah. And you have no idea.
No, but
until you see it on the internet Instagram later. Yeah.
Later. So it's like it'll be everything will be out. And I think it's important to try and stay as close to, you know, as many people as possible. Like as far as your fan base is concerned, I use my social networking to entertain them. It's not like me showing you what I had to eat.
Right.
And because people use it completely differently. They show you their lifestyle.
But right.
You know, like if you look at mine, my Instagram may even look like it's a fake one because it's things that I put up, not photos of me.
I see. So you share jokes and memes
through the
and
Instagram stuff.
But I'm sure there are lots of people who care what you're eating because you're 50 Cent.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a lot. A lot of stuff is boring. Like I think I wouldn't really care. Like if you're comfortable, there's so many other things for us to talk about than what you had for lunch today. You know, like when's the last time your friend had a conversation with you and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Say, "What did you have for lunch today?" Right.
I can't remember the last time. Yeah, it's like. But now I'm curious, what did you have for lunch today?
I didn't have lunch.
Oh no, why not?
I skipped it, so there would be no photograph there. It's a blank spot in my social network.
Well, you should eat lunch after this. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me. This is 50 Cent live on The Verge.